Air is directed by Ben Affleck and stars him and Matt Damon, Chris Tucker, Jason Bateman, and Viola Davis, amongst others, and it follows the history of shoe salesman Sonny Vaccaro and how he led Nike in its pursuit of the greatest athlete in the history of basketball, Michael Jordan. But before we get into the rest of the review, I do want to give a big thank you to today's sponsor, Call of Dragons. This new MMO fantasy conquest game for iOS, Android, and PC is from the creators of Rise of Kingdoms and plays like a 4X strategy game mashed together with the best elements of MMORPGs, allowing you to explore a new epic fantasy world, all while recruiting elven maidens, mighty orcs, and powerful mages to your cause. Now, there's nothing more satisfying than getting a dragon out onto the field and changing the tide of battle, and this game features a ton of giant behemoth monsters that you can tame and unleash onto the battlefield, including giant bears, thunder rocks, and of course the fire-breathing dragon. Train up your heroes with unique skills that can turn the tide of battle in an instant, pair heroes with complementary skills together, and deploy them in battle to own the battlefield. You can even put your roster of heroes alongside other allied players' forces and unleash artifact skills for an even bigger battlefield boost with tons of incredible strategic configurations. Between being a parent, running a YouTube channel, my new podcast, being in post-production on a film, I don't have as much time anymore to play video games, especially a really in-depth RPG that I've always loved dedicating time to. But since Call of Dragons is on my phone, it's a lot easier and fun to give some time to it in between meetings or the recording booth or working on the film. It's awesome, and if you want to check out the magic, monsters, and mastery for yourself, you can download this epic fantasy game by clicking the link in the description below and using the promo code PLAYCOD now. That's PLAYCODNOW. Thanks again to Call of Dragons for sponsoring today's video. Let's keep talking about Air. So I'm assuming the vast majority, no doubt 99.9% of the people watching this video know the outcome of Nike's pursuit of Michael Jordan. But just in case even one person who's watching this video doesn't know that, I'm going to warn you that I will spoil the outcome. So for that one person who maybe didn't know, I hope that you enjoy this movie and are in absolute rapturous suspense throughout their entire pursuit of Michael Jordan. For everyone else, yeah, of course, you know, Air Jordan is like the most popular shoe of all time. Like, they got him. They win. The beauty of Air is not the outcome that we all know. It's the pursuit. It's the chase. It's watching Matt Damon's character, Sonny, try to figure out how to convince Michael Jordan that Nike's where he should be. Because at the start of this movie in 1984, Nike is by no means the most popular shoe company on the planet. Companies like Adidas and Converse are doing much better. Jordan doesn't want to have anything to do with Nike. He has his sights set on Adidas. But we watch as Sonny looks over game footage of Jordan in college, replaying moment after moment of him making these amazing shots. And there's this great scene where as Sonny rewatches Jordan's playback, he realizes just how comfortable and relaxed he is. He was able to figure out that more than likely, even though Jordan was not the superstar he became at the time, his team had planned on giving him that ball for that final shot, and he's wide open. And that one simple bit of knowledge tells Sonny that Jordan is poised to become a superstar, because his team knew they could rely on him in that moment, and there were going to be a lot more moments like that to come, and as we all know, he was right. So Sonny tries very desperately to make this deal happen, all the way to visiting Jordan's parents himself. A big no-no. Everyone says he's going to get fired. Jordan's agent is livid at the thought of this. And it's this character's dogged pursuit, this relentless drive to get what he wants, but not out of greed. He is well aware that he could lose his job. He's doing it because he really feels like it's the right thing to do, that the deal itself could be potentially very good, not just a deal that makes money, but as we all know, it is a deal that makes a lot of money, but it's also done a lot for charity too. And the dialogue is so good. It feels very off the cuff and natural. I don't know, of course, if Affleck and Bateman and Davis and Damon were all just sort of riffing in and out of the scenes, but there are moments where it just feels like you're a fly on the wall, very Moneyball-esque. Chris Tucker is also phenomenal in the movie, who is just showing up every few years in these giant filmmakers' movies and is always really good. Of course, Viola Davis is excellent as Jordan's mother. Affleck's great in the movie too, and it's wonderful to see him and Damon in another film. And I must say, the writer of this movie, Alex Convery, this is his first script, his very first credit at all on IMDb. This was taken off the blacklist, and it's incredibly inspiring to see that. So a big congratulations to him. I hope he has a lot of success moving forward. Affleck also does a phenomenal job capturing the period. The song choices, the style, the pop culture of the time. There's an opening montage that I can only imagine cost an absurd amount of money to source a lot of clips that were intellectual properties of various sorts, but they did a fantastic job making you feel like you really were in 1984. And it really is sort of mind-blowing, because when you think of Nike now, it's like, of course, you know, it's Nike. Everyone knows what that is. It's super popular and huge, but at the time they were truly struggling. And this one idea just set them apart for the rest of their future. If you guys saw my review of the docuseries The Last Dance, which is excellent, then you know that in the mid-90s, I, like pretty much every other kid my age, wanted to be like Mike. Everybody I knew, including me, wanted Air Jordans. I could never afford them. I would get the Payless knockoff version and try to look like I had Jordans for like 15 or 20 bucks. This deal and what they tried to do with this shoe really did work, because it wasn't about the shoe, it was about who was wearing it. And clearly it was successful. And so is this movie. It's incredibly crowd-pleasing, very well acted. Definitely see this movie in the fucking theater, please. Don't wait for it to be on streaming. Go to the theater and support this movie. It's great. And it's worth your time. Guys, thank you so much, as always, for watching. Look forward to more videos very soon. And if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.